Hi there, I'm Janette Lane for Creative Stamping Magazine, and in today's video I'm sharing how to make this little squirrely festive fall stamped card. And this is a single layer card, and I'm using the gift that's included with issue 60, which is Autumnal Treasures, and this is an A4 size stamp set. It is packed to the brim with images, adorable images and sentiments, as well as this little corner here is like a Halloween corner, so there's some images there for any Halloween makes that you might want to delve into, and these images here in the corner are an exclusive from hot off the press. So really exciting issue, and that's issue 60 is the latest issue. And for my card, like I mentioned, it is a single layer card. And if you're not familiar with these type of cards, it just means that it's one single layer. There's no embellishments added on it. It's, if I rub my hand across it, it's all just stamping and embossing and a little bit of masking. So let's jump into the tutorial. To start off our card, you need a card base. Mine is sized to 5 inches by 6 inches once it's scored and folded. And you want to set that aside because what you want to do next is create a mask with this stamping mask paper. You can use any brand. This is the, I always say this wrong, Inkadinkadoo. I hope I said that right. So I'm just grabbing one sheet here, and I'm gonna die cut a circle onto the mask using my Big Shot fold away machine. Now for my circle dies, I'm going to be using the Wonky Stitches collection. I know that they're stitched, but we don't worry about that at this point. But you just need a circle die. It can just be a plain circle die, or if you don't have any circle dies or a die cutting machine, that's all right. You can just trace a circle on your masking paper with, you know, a coffee mug, and then just trim it out by hand. So I'm going to use this one, and this is the third largest circle in the set. And I'm gonna just run this through my die cutting machine. And then we will have our stencil, which is very needful. You're gonna need this stencil throughout the whole process. And I do apologize for saying stencil, I mean mask. I guess because it is a stencil, and it is going to be used in a sort of a stencil-y way, as you'll see in just a bit. But you want to save these two pieces, to save the positive and the negative for the next step. So I'm bringing my card base back, and I'm going to grab this stencil mask. Let's call it a stencil mask, then I won't be so confused about what I'm saying. So I'm just removing the release paper on this mask paper, setting that aside, and then centering this right on top of my card. And now I'm going to do some inking. So for my inking, I'm going to use 3 colors. So these are Distress Inks by Tim Holtz. Absolutely love these. And the colors I'm going to be working with are Spiced Marmalade, which is an orangey kind of color, Wild Honey, which is a little bit more yellow, and also Aged Mahogany. So I'm going to start off with the lightest color, which is Wild Honey. I'm going to start doing just circular motions all around my circle, my little stencil here. You'll notice that I didn't lay down my color right in the center, and kind of want to leave that white if possible, but it might not be possible, and that's definitely okay. But for now, it's just, I try to just stick to the edges of the circle. And now I'm going to go back and repeat the same process, just blend some of this color onto my card front, and this is the color Spiced Marmalade. And lastly, I'm going to go in with my Aged Mahogany, and for this one I don't want to go in as far to the center, so I'm going to try to concentrate the color right along the edge. I got some harsh lines here with my Aged Mahogany, but it's not a big deal because I can just go back with my Wild Honey and blend some of that color out. So this is my lightest color, and I'm just going to go back and just sort of blend out those harsh lines created by that darkest color. And this is definitely optional. I kind of like the harsh lines, but I know some people really like smooth, smooth and even blending. So if this happens to you, then this is one way to remedy it, is just to go back with the lightest color and just sort of blend all those beautiful, vibrant autumnal colors together. While I still have my stencil mask on my card front, I want to stamp my star, the star of the card, which is this squirrel. He is so cute. So I'm just gonna grab him from the Autumnal Treasures stamp set that's included in issue 60. And I'm gonna mount him onto my stamping block, and then I'm gonna stamp him in black using some VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. So now I want to do a little bit of heat embossing in white right along the edge of my circle here. And so I'm going to use my Tim Holtz travel stamping platform, and I'm going to put this card carefully onto the platform, secure it with my magnets, and then I can get to stamping. Now for my stamps, I wanted to use these little berries here and also this leafy stamp just to create sort of like a frame, like a wreathy, leafy frame. So notice that my mask is still on, so I haven't removed it just quite yet. I'm using Nouveau Clear Mark embossing ink pad, and for my embossing powder, which is in white, I'm using Cosmic Shimmer in True White. So I've shaken off the excess powder and saved it, but as you can see, there's still some powder here on the outside of my circle, which is completely fine because that's not gonna stay. I'm gonna remove that in just a bit. So now I can mount my embossing powder. And finally, we can remove our mask. So when I remove the mask, this is what I'm left with. It's a clean and simple card. If you're happy at this stage, then you can just add a stamped sentiment here in the corner and be done. But I wanted to add a little bit more embossing. So I'm going to put my card back onto my platform. And now I'm going to emboss in, so the same leaves, I want to emboss them in bronze, like a bronze color. So I want to make sure these are lined up, and then I'm going to add my mask, my other mask, onto my little squirrel, and I want to make sure that this is completely dry before adding the mask on top because it might lift up some of this, some of the embossing on there. So it's completely dry, and now I can just place this on top. Now notice that my stamps are still in place because I still want to repeat the same pattern, the same stamps onto my card front, but this time I want to emboss them in ancient copper. So same thing, let me grab my static bag, my anti-static bag, and make sure this is anti-cling, static free. Anti-cling, static free, I mean. I still want to add some more bronze embossing onto my card. So what I'm going to do is just put my mask back on, my circle mask back on, and then I'm just going to stamp with a stamping block. So just arrange my stamps here and there, and I want to grab some more. So I want to grab the little acorn and maybe the little leaf over here, add some variety, some fun little, some more festive fall fun to this card. So I'm all done with my bronze embossing, and for some reason I was struggling in this corner over here, and I don't know if it was because I forgot to use my static bag when I was embossing. That could probably be it. But I wanted to take this like little splatter texture and stamp that with some distressed ink in peeled paint. And this is just gonna add some green to my project, but also I just think it's really lovely. Like, it's just a really lovely texture to add to your card, whether it's a complete background or whatnot. It's just really fun. Next up, I wanted to add my sentiment stamp here in this corner, and I'm going to be using Let's Go Nuts, which I think is really appropriate for our little squirrel star here that we have in the center. And I'm just going to be stamping that in regular VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. I wanted to make this stenciled mask circle pop out just a little bit more so that it looks like a second layer on my card. And to do that, because again, remember this is a single layer card, so there's absolutely no other embellishment on top of this. It's just one single layer. Now to add that illusion of it being a second layer, I'm going to use this little tipsy marker, and this is CG1. It's a very light gray color, and I'm just gonna go around the edge of my circle, and it's gonna give it a shadow. It's gonna create a fake shadow that's gonna make the whole thing pop just a little bit more. So next, I'm going to take a fine tip black pen and outline my circle very lightly, ever so lightly, just to give this orange section a little bit more pop. So I really want it to appear that there is a second layer to this card. So adding the shading, the gray, in alcohol marker all around the circle, and also adding this fine line all around my circle are just gonna make it, make my card appear like there is a second layer to this card. I added some hashed lines with my fine tip pen just for added detail, and I'm done with my card. Don't forget to grab your copy of Creative Stamping issue 60 and get this amazing A4 size stamp set included with your issue. I'm Janette Lane for Creative Stamping, and thank you so much for tuning into this tutorial. I'll see you really soon.